GBUSH of the Barbershop Podcast and also on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show set the record straight when it come down to SHEDEUR Sanders. GBUSH set the record straight when it came down to GBUSH. Kevin Stefanski have said in the past, especially that last preseason game, when things didn't go right for SHEDEUR, he pulled him with 2 minutes left. He said, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, said he was trying to save SHEDEUR. SHEDEUR don't need saving. SHEDEUR Sanders is used to the spotlight. SHEDEUR Sanders is used to turmoil when things ain't going right. You must forget this dude played for Colorado in his first year. Didn't nothing go right. You must forget SHEDEUR Sanders played with an offensive line that wasn't even up to par and still stood up in that paint. I'll refresh your memory. Let's go back. SHEDEUR Sanders bailed out to the left side, ran across the field, stopped, completely dying, thrown by SHEDEUR Sanders. You ain't saving SHEDEUR from nothing. SHEDEUR is tough as a cookie. He's one of the toughest quarterback players that I don't ever seen play in a football game. Football sports is violent. And SHEDEUR Sanders have taken a beating as being the quarterback for the Colorado football team. He just had his last 2 years. He haven't had the offensive line that Dillon Gabriel and 5-star players that Dillon Gabriel have had. But SHEDEUR overcame. He's a overcomer. He changed a college football team. 2 of them, Jackson State and Colorado. And that's why he telling you he'll do the same thing for Cleveland. So you ain't saving SHEDEUR Sanders from any harm or danger. God got SHEDEUR. Listen, GBUSH.
SHEDEUR Sanders was not even allowed to finish the football game against the Rams because he was, quote unquote, saving him. You don't want to ruin anybody. You think SHEDEUR Sanders ain't more mentally tough than Dillon Gabriel? It's SHEDEUR Sanders. The man that grew up in front of a camera his whole doggone life, and his father is post-prime. You think he ain't mentally prepared? You think that SHEDEUR is going to cry in the corner and go melt? Stop. That's what you do. You don't think people can have a bias? Every single time somebody asks you a question about SHEDEUR Sanders, you pivot to that's in general about all our young players. So if you're asking a question and the premise is if he was so good, why aren't the players coming to his defense? Because Kevin Stefanski does a great job of never playing him, not even getting reps as the backup quarterback. And you guys run around and you act like we don't see that.
That's GBUSH of the Barbershop Podcast, and also you can catch him during the week on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. He one of the best insider, one of the best person out there on YouTube that I listen to get my information from when it pertains to SHEDEUR Sanders. If you want an honest opinion about SHEDEUR Sanders and where he at, I suggest you listen to Gary Bush, because he's one of the best that I done seen. And I'm privileged to have him as a guest on my show a few months ago. And he blessed my audience with his presence and his words. And I appreciate him for that. But check this out. We getting ready to go in this game on Sunday against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Kevin Stefanski is going to go out there with Dillon Gabriel. SHEDEUR Sanders will be the backup quarterback. Will SHEDEUR Sanders get a chance to play in this game? Will Kevin Stefanski turn to SHEDEUR Sanders if the game is out of hand and if the offense ain't out there doing what it's supposed to do with Dillon Gabriel at the quarterback? I don't know. It's remained to be seen. But if they're not tanking and Kevin Stefanski want to win, you got to go with SHEDEUR Sanders at some time tomorrow if you don't see enough from Dillon Gabriel. Because the fans, they even out there talking like they threw with Dillon Gabriel, and they want to see SHEDEUR. Play the video.
I think that the Browns should start SHEDEUR Sanders next game because Dylan Gabriel sucks.
It's time for SHEDEUR Sanders to get in the ball game. Dylan took 6 sacks, untimely sacks.
That sold their team. Fire Kevin.
The worst
Cleveland
game
Brown,
on the
they
NFL
deserve
schedule this season.
to
The
see
Browns are a typical loss.
and to witness a quarterback, something they haven't witnessed in 30 years, who have the potential to be a starting quarterback and a franchise quarterback. You're not going to win in the NFL nor college, nowhere, if you don't have that type of quarterback. You got to have a franchise quarterback. And I believe if given the opportunity, SHEDEUR Sanders is that guy. I just believe he is. And the fans are speaking out on him. Well, I got to move on. But I want to let you know something. At the end of the show, that's my entertainment part. I'm going to show you a band and a musician. You tell me who they are if you know music like I think you know. Let's talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team with Julian Lewis. Can Coach Prime build around JUJU Lewis as the quarterback? Put it down in the comment section. Can Coach Prime build around Julian Lewis as a quarterback going forward for the Colorado football team? Now, it's a couple things that Coach Prime must do to build around Julian Lewis. You got to remember, JUJU's still going to be 18 come next year. So he going to need some more mature guys, especially on that offensive line, because the majority of that offensive line, they moving ahead and moving forward because this day last year. Now, Coach Prime going to have to identify some of the young players that he want to keep for next year, because understand some of them guys just going to be practice players. They just is. It's normal. So now, if I were Coach Prime, this is what I would do. I would identify and build me a defensive line. You got to spend some money. I ain't talking about no one player, just like the offensive line, Jordan C. No. You got to go get you some dogs. You remember when SHEDEUR came back during his bye week, off day to Colorado, and they asked him, what you think about this team? He said, there ain't enough dogs on this team. Coach Prime and his staff got to find some dogs. And they going to have to pay. And it started up front on the defensive line. It started with defensive line. You don't need Jaheim Otis. Barnes is my guy. He my guy. He ain't no dog, y'all. You got to find you a dog. He need about 3 or 4 dogs up in there. He need another block bully to go on that defensive line. Somebody who going to stay healthy during the season, and he got to find some linebackers that'll hunt. He needs some Hill Greens. He need about 3 of them. I like the freshman Walker from Georgia, but still he got to go find some more to go with. He must go find some dogs up front that can get down in that mud and get nasty with it. That's the only way that he can build around JUJU. It's gonna be crucial, imperative that this year coming up, Coach Prime got to build on the inside, not the outside. He don't need no 12 nor 15 wide receivers. And you don't need to try to play all of them. You got to build your defense in the middle. And that's that defensive line and linebackers. And if you can convince Colton Hood, who was there, that transferred and went to Tennessee, if he don't go pro, that boy worth $1 million. A shut-down cornerback and a straight-out dog. Now, that's a dog. DJ McKinney ain't no dog. I'm sorry. You can promote him all you want. You can like him all you want. I like him, but he ain't no dog. He ain't no Colton Hood. Travis Hunter had his back, covered him up. And you see what happened this year when you don't have no Travis Hunter. But Colton Hood, he out there at Tennessee. He don't need nobody but balling. He got 1 more year. Man, Colton Hood, we'll give you $1 million. $1 million and what else you want to go with it for 1 more year. And that will help your defense if you can, take care of that defensive front and them linebackers to go with JUJU. JUJU going to need a defense if Coach Prime and the Colorado want to win the Big 12. Now, you just want to go with a bowl game? Continue to do what you've been doing. Continue to do what you've been doing. And you better find your defensive coordinator. I ain't so sure about Mr. Leveston. You heard it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. I got a band. I'm finna play you a video. I'm finna end the show. But in the comment section, if anybody can name this band, let me know. Right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Won't do no live show tonight, but hey, I'll be back tomorrow night. Peace.
Detroit. That videotape was then sent to Los Angeles, where Berry Gordy recognized the rough and unpolished group as potential stars. He immediately mobilized the creative forces of Motown to write and produce